on between Alvarado and D'Angelo Russell here.
So while the Pelicans have lost 5 in a row at home, the Lakers have won.
And a technical foul on Alvarado.
Technical foul put on a player just off the bench, Jose Alvarado.
Alvarado's lucky he's not getting tossed here. I think they may take a look at this because there's no way that D'Angelo Russell should get a technical foul. Because he was retreating as this was going on. And I think they're going to take a look at this.
Both teams sent back to their benches, and Scott Foster in his 30th year.
Here's the aggressive defense here by Alvarado.
Top of the key.
Okay, and here's the foul, but watch afterwards. The little shove to the chest. Right there. There's the bump. There's the technical. Now watch Alvarado. Gets right into the face of D'Angelo.
It's a personal foul on Alvarado. He got the T as well.
But why is Scott Foster giving Russell a technical?
Followed by a technical foul.
They did not put it up there officially, Reggie, on our screen. And so they're...
Okay, there's the foul. Okay, I get that. There's the technical foul, the little bump. I understand that.
And there's another little chest-to-chest.
Yeah, I don't think D'Angelo Russell picked up a technical foul, but it sure did look like Scott Foster gave him one.
It's just going to be Alvarado on the technical. From what we're told right now, they get Russell out of there with...
And this is how playing games should be.
They're going to give a technical.
Oh, they are going to give it to him.
They're going to give another technical on this particular play. Kane Fitzgerald is in our replay center. Kane, walk us through this, would you please?
Sure. Well, after the foul, you can see Alvarado close space and make that contact. That's where the first technical takes place. And then Russell's now kind of pointing in his face and egging him on some. And that's where the team, after looking at the replay, decides to go with a double technical foul and to address both acts. The point's a little bit before that on the replay. You can see Russell, he's clapping his face. It's just, I think it's best to go double technical fouls here.
Kane, thank you very much.
Shot for your teammate. Look, young players, they've got to figure it out sometimes. It's not always being aggressive for yourself. It's making the right play. And now I believe, double T on Fernando and Drummond. And now Drummond getting the crowd going. I love this by Drummond. Just getting in the fray. Great block right there. Look, Drummond said something. It was on social media a couple of weeks ago. He talked about how he was a max player and was still grumpy and didn't have the right energy, and now he's out here playing on a minimum. Well, I think for a player to hear that.
Anthony. Look at that. Scrape for the rebound. Body sprawling out. I think they're going to get Wagner for the foul. And now a technical foul. As Wagner and Okoro now trying to exchange some words. And the officials will separate and sort it out. The tech is called on Isaac Okoro. For that bump and then the shove after the play as both guys were heading back to midcourt.
You see just a closeout, getting in his stance.
And then forces the turnover. Niang bodied by Fultz in a foul, and now George is yapping. And sharing some of his sentiments with the Orlando bench as well. Remnants resurgence of last year's physical first rounder with the New York Knickerbockers.
It's the playoffs. Physicality goes to another level. Markelle Fultz just trying to get in front. Bodies. George Niang took some exception.
Plays under review for a potential flagrant foul.
So they're going to review this to see if it was flagrant.
I don't think exposed from a physicality standpoint.
Well, and here's one. Yeah, that angle. Here's one of the guys they brought in, right?
Absolutely. You bring in some toughness.
Yeah, you weren't as physical as you wanted to be. You weren't shooting it as well as you wanted to last year.
Sick of hearing about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other part.
The wind-up, which is the acceleration by the defender into the dribbler, is unnecessary contact, which leads to a flagrant foul penalty run. Following the dead ball contact, there is a dead ball technical foul on George Niang for taunting. It'll be one shot for Orlando, anybody in the game, and then we will shoot 2 shots for George Niang for the flagrant, and it'll be Cleveland ball, side out.
So both reviews go Cleveland's way, but both technicals also go Cleveland's way.
Yeah, and you can see from that angle a little bit different than the rear camera angle that we saw. The lowering of the shoulder. Good call by the officials.
11 points. Adebayo, the leading scorer for the Heat. He's still hoping that they can... Oh, Tatum goes down hard. Bounces right back up. Jaylen Brown gets into Caleb Martin's face. He felt there was something wrong there. On these type of things, you always watch the benches, make sure all the players who are not in the game stay in the bench vicinity. Tatum got up and walked away. He didn't, but Brown stuck up for his teammate. Caleb Martin trying to... And a double technical on both. They were told to stop it. Boy, that's... You saw Martin go to reach him for him right away. Man, that doesn't look like... I mean,
that doesn't look dirty. He looked like Caleb Martin was going in to jump for the offensive rebound, and it just was weird timing.
Yeah, I would agree.
Crowd looking for chicken again. Luka won't feed them. 29 for Doncic, and a little skirmish here. Kleba, Harden, Mann, Washington all in the mix. Now Ryan.
The dumbest thing you could do as a player in this moment is, one, to get thrown out, even for both teams that expect to go on a long playoff run. You don't want to start getting technicals and flagrant fouls. Those things will add up over the course of the postseason. So you got 6 minutes left in a 21-point game. Don't do anything stupid that could affect you playing in the next game.
Yeah, that's just not smart from a Beats Zubac.
Play is under review for potential hostile act.
Potential? There's a lot of hostility there.
Hey, David Guthrie has to use the official medical term, all right?
Disagree with him.
After replay review, there will be a technical foul issued to Zubac for the initial contact on the free throw. Then after that, he commits a flagrant penalty 1 for his unnecessary contact and throwing the player from Dallas down to the floor. So Dallas will end up shooting 2 free throws for the flagrant, 1 for the technical, and it will be Dallas ball at free throw line extended.
I mean, that is a huge call in this game. Now, the
Turner off balance, doesn't go. And a couple of opportunities finally finished off by Siakam. Timeout, Doc Rivers.
I thought maybe a charge there on Patrick Beverly, but Indiana getting a little chippy down there under the basket.
They were just trying to separate, and Miles Turner...
Looks like Lillard and Nembhard
created some space, and the chatter continues. The officials did get in between. We talked about this rivalry. It's
legit. You could feel it this season. That's Beverly who went down and took a shot to the back of the head. And the play continued with Siakam. Now, once that timeout was called, Nembhard and Lillard got into it. Well, here's what happened between Nembhard and Lillard. Technical fouls assessed on both sides. Lillard turned, Nembhard didn't back down, smiled back at him. And this is just before resuming play with Zach Zarba and Tyler Ford monitoring the situation.
Well, I don't know much, but I do know that you don't really want to poke the bear.
First made basket.
Second one is made against Philadelphia in now 6 games this year.
Crowd reacts. John Goble made the call. Embiid's upset.
Well, Embiid is saying that Dante DiVincenzo threw the ball or pushed it at him.
So Embiid gets the tech. And that's going to send DiVincenzo to the line.
DiVincenzo definitely took a step toward him. I didn't see him make any contact with him. And he just pushes him away. I don't like that technical. Maybe that's just me. I don't like that. DiVincenzo took a step toward him. Embiid basically just was saying, get away from me.
Really physical at that wing position. Does a great job.
Look out. Booker and McDaniels have to be separated. You can see it as they came down the floor. Little pushing and shoving between them. Officials quickly get between to try to diffuse things.
And you saw Devin Booker, give him credit, he understood the moment and didn't retaliate, sensing you do something foolish there and you're out of this game. So that was smart.
Saw that emphatic shove by McDaniels at the end of the play. Right there from Booker.
That's going to be a double tag. And because he retaliated. He didn't like that screen that was set on him right there.
Yeah, right there. Right, exactly.
And then he leaned back into him. And then the push there. So you'll probably get a double tag, but my batting average isn't very good tonight, partner, after that challenge on the charge.
You went out on a limb again.
Oh, yeah. Even on that play there, you could
After review, the foul by Booker was deemed to be a common foul. Added to the play is a technical foul on McDaniels. We'll shoot one for Phoenix and a defensive foul down here.
And I think what they're doing is because that first hit by McDaniels, that could have been a foul. But they got the retaliation on Booker, and then the technical is for the extension of the arms by McDaniels there.
15 points has been better since halftime. Fending off Beal, and he threw it away. But Booker had to save it right into the arms of Alexander Walker. And then they give it right back. Gobert. This will be on Eubanks. And Rudy Gobert is going to shoot 2.
And, it's interesting. The shot clock reset.
Boy, Frank Vogel just hit with a
right now. But here, just a great job by Mike Conley to keep that ball in play. Phoenix didn't like the call, but I thought they grabbed possession when they tried to save that. Because he grabbed it, he had complete control of that ball as he was going out of bounds. Nickeil Alexander-Walker didn't realize that the shot clock had reset.
So Vogel extending that conversation now with Zach Zarba.
Great job splitting that double by
Nembhard leading in. And a foul against Pat Bev.
Boy, you talk about chippy. And it's more as opposed to chippiness player versus players versus referees out here. Good job, Brook Lopez, at least cleaning up the three-point play opportunity. Brothers are sending both teams to their benches. There must be a lot of extracurricular verbiage being exchanged between these two teams. And, of course, Pat Bev, shocker, right in the middle. Watch this play. Watch his left arm. I mean, Nembhard just kind of takes him out with that left shoulder. Looking like Marshawn Lynch on that play.
Ruling on the floor, defensive foul on Beverly. The player is being reviewed for a potential hostile act.
But who is the hostile act
that's
against?
My question.
Watch Nembhard.
You look at the right elbow, possibly. That's a candidate. Looking at Nembhard's right elbow, possibly. And I don't know if they look at the extracurricular after this play happened as a hostile act. But right there, the swinging through the motion, right? Because that's what they've evaluated. You know, the wind up is what they look at, and the follow through.
Well,
he definitely had a wind up.
Did he make contact? I mean, how much would that factor into the decision making? I mean, Pat Bev wanted you to believe there was contact made. I think it's tough to see from that angle. Bobby Portis, Tyrese Halliburton.
Little patty cake session here between Halliburton and Bobby.
Exchanging applause lines. Here comes Nembhard. I mean, hey, this is playoff basketball. You know, who can shake the other mentally, emotionally, psychically, spiritually?
Their challenge left, and the Bucks are out of their challenge. But
Ruling on the floor, defensive foul on Beverly. There's a technical foul on Nembhard after the defensive foul. The technical will be shot, followed by 2 free throws.
And there you go.
Now watch
so
that.
The foul there.
The right elbow right there. There's where the hostile act, technical foul comes into play.
It's a bang-bang play, so Dame Lillard with the...
Well, we knew it wasn't going to be easy.
No. And we knew the Pacers would look like a different team.
Yeah.
How about a franchise playoff record, 38 assists for Indiana.
And again, shot making, they come out and knock down 16 threes, shot 44% from the three-point line.
Yeah, double technical fouls. Why not with the reserves? That is the temperature of the testiness, even with the subs in this series.
Biggest lead of the game at 2 points. Luka driving all the way there. He finishes with 7/10 of a second left in the third quarter. Oh, I got a tee.
Technical foul. Number 77, Luka Doncic.
Can't get it.
And so a free throw is coming for the Clippers. It will be James Harden. That was Kevin Scott, 13th year as an official. He's the least experienced of the three as it comes to playoff games.
There, and a blink in his eyes as he continues to get it clear and feeds to the cutting Ingram, who takes it in on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with a foul called on the 6th-year player in the All-Star out of Kentucky. Gilgeous-Alexander picks up number 1. Holmgren, a phenomenal first half. And you can see Zydrunas Ilgauskas, what he did in 98 against the Pacers, and down the line in the last 25 years, rookies to shoot so well and score so well in the first half of a playoff game.
It's the way he's getting it done. Like, he's playing off of others. He's playing in space. He's playing to his advantage. He's having an unbelievable day, but he's doing it with his team. He's not messing up anybody's flow. Right now, he is the flow.
Well, there's a discussion on the floor, and they're going to go over.
Oh, they're going to think, is this a hostile act? Did he take a shot to SGA's chin right there? So
he clearly got him with the elbow.
But is this a basketball play as he's going up? I mean, sometimes your face is just in the wrong place. And clearly right there.
Yep. I hear that all the time.
It was in the wrong place.
A possible hostile act is what they're considering, with Ingram taking it in.
I don't know about this, Jamal. I mean,
it's in the wrong place.
Upon review, we have a blocking foul on Gilchrist.
After the foul is committed, we have a contact with the elbow, which is dead ball, technical foul on Ingram. So we shoot the tee, and then Ingram will go to the line for 2.
So, look at Brent. There's Zion Williamson right there. He was playing that game against the Lakers.
Jalen Williams has picked C.J. McCollum twice with that same crossover. He's picking up that rhythm of when that move is coming.
Gilgeous-Alexander will go to the rack.
All right, pretty soon, Willie Green, we're going to see a white towel being thrown on the floor here. At some point, you've got to get a no moss. Is there a technical foul here? Herb Williams Herb Jones upset with the official. Believes that SGA getting away with that off-arm holding as he's driving.
But hold on, Rich. How do you feel to get an MVP in the playoffs? I know you got that feeling.
No, I never.
I was
got
MVP
that.
off the bench. You're getting real MVP calls in a setting like this. It has to feel crazy.
Herb Jones got the technical for the Pelicans. 6:50 to go.
And this is why I love and appreciate
Waiting for a
playoff
20-point lead with 10.5 minutes to play in the game. It is a rebound for Kawhi Leonard. His 7th rebound to go with 7 points. Turnover.
It was on Powell. I think he shoved Josh Green into him.
Holy moly, 2 offensive fouls on Norman Powell in the first minute 36 of the 4th quarter.
Can't do that. Slid into him.
And now what is going on? PJ Washington has gone full wrestling villain here.
I love it.
Terrence Mann and Zubac.
Just put this directly into my veins. I love playoff
Inject
basketball.
it into my veins right here, right now.
The energy is so hype.
Man, P.J. Washington Jr., who spent a lot of his formative years growing up in the Dallas area, Frisco, from the 1st grade to the 10th grade. He talked today. I saw an interview with Brad Townsend, and it was on Twitter about how much he dreamed of playing in a playoff game in this building in front of this crowd.
Previous players being reviewed for a hostile act.
I've done games for 25 years. I've never seen that.
But you know what? You never called anything at the Sportatorium.
No, I did not. Unfortunately, I would have been in my element there. But
that's great, though, Devin. There's it could go off. So he just turns.
Well, he knows, like we all know, like nobody's really going to do anything in the situation, and I think that's where the pose is coming from. Like,
all right, watch what happens on the left side of the screen here on this upcoming replay, while Bill Kennedy and James Capers are looking at it. So on the left side, you see Washington. He's walking behind Zubac, and Terrence Mann is coming into the game, presumably for someone, and then I obviously, as Mann walked, I think we just had James Capers just announced it. Was it double technicals?
Okay, I'm fine with that. Whatever.
It's Dallas ball.
Because we see it. We see Mann look very aggressive. We don't know what was said, and there was a ref within earshot. So it's like just double tech and move on.
Devin Good, P.J. Washington Jr. offensive rebound. Luka, oh man! Westbrook a foul. And then now P.J. Washington and Westbrook exchange words. Remember that Westbrook is already sitting on a flagrant 1 tonight. P.J. Washington Jr. has a technical foul tonight too.
Yeah, that troubles me there because there was a shove.
Well, there's going to be a review here. Russ is screaming about it being a flop.
He's so close over to the bench, too. That man bench stirring it up. I think he was just yelling at Tony Romo. Everyone's so mad right now.
So, leave his play under review for hostile acts. Yeah.
And then he makes that, wave motion towards the ref.
No, that was the Luka.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, that was
okay.
I think it's important to note as the temperature is rising here. So James Capers, 29 years as an NBA official, almost 180 playoff games going into this postseason. Bill Kennedy, one of the greats in the league, 26th year from Phoenix, Arizona, almost 140 playoff games. Justin Van Dyne, this is only his 4th playoff game tonight. But you got 2 really experienced referees who, just my opinion, I think they've really got to assert some control on the game right now.
Well, let me ask.
With the decisions they make.
Yeah.
Follow review. The contact by Westbrook to Doncic is a technical foul. The contact by Westbrook to Washington is a technical foul.
He's out.
The contact by Washington to Westbrook is a technical foul.
He's out.
Washington and Westbrook are ejected from the game. Dallas will shoot 1 free throw and get the ball out of bounds. 14 on the shot clock.
Well, ask and you shall receive.
Yeah.
I'm bummed that PJ's going out of the game. I really am.
That's a good trade for the Clippers. If they're going to get back, and PJ just bolted out of here and got a huge ovation.
Yeah.
But if they're going to get back in this thing, it's going to be a Paul George or a Kawhi and PJ, or a James Harden, and PJ is one of their best 2 defenders for those guys.
Kyrie Irving will shoot the free throw for the technical foul because there were 2 called on Westbrook and 1 called on Washington.
Line drive. That's just not good help defense if you're the Phoenix Suns. 22 points for Edwards, 9 of 18 from the floor. McDaniels grabs the arm of Booker. That's going to be number 5 on McDaniels. And now Booker slaps the ball out of McDaniels' hands. And McDaniels is going to talk some smack to Booker. And Booker saying, oh, that's what you're calling me? McDaniels saying, yeah, that is McDaniels snaps the ball out of Booker's hands. Yeah, McDaniels snaps the ball out of Booker's hands. Then Booker waited for an opportunity to snap the ball out of his hands. And now we have 27 people on the court for 2 technicals.
Well, I've never seen that many people run on the court to try and break up a skirmish.
We have ushers coming from the top rows.
Guys running down section 103, trying to get involved.
Man. This is a pretty simple double technical.
Yep. That's what it was called.
Gotten even better.
Okogie's 3, off the mark. Edwards the rebound, the leak out. Gobert lays it in, plus the foul. And an exclamation point from Rudy Gobert as Anthony Edwards delivers a little something extra.
Yeah, that was definitely a little something extra on this pass right here to Rudy Gobert. We've seen Rudy Gobert out in the transition break a few times this year. That one ended just the way they wanted. Okogie doing his best. But just not enough. Rudy Gobert, too big, too strong. And great outlet pass from Anthony Edwards.
Ruling on the floor, personal foul, Phoenix. The play has been reviewed to see if it's potentially flagrant.
Well, it's definitely going to be a flagrant. The question is it going to be a flagrant 1 or 2? All that you need.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a flagrant penalty 2 and he's ejected.
Upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 2. The player would be ejected. The ball went in the basket. There'll be 2 shots to make 1 free throw.
Well, there you go, Steve. You nailed that. A flagrant foul, penalty 2 on Okogie, who winds up with a player in a vulnerable position. The contact is unnecessary and excessive.
Well, I think it's the hit on the head, but I need to, for people to understand, and why this
series now 2 for his last 50.
And you see the shooting woes this time by Max Strus. But the thing about this young man, we covered him since he was at the ball.
Undrafted Max Strus. 6-2 our score. Strus with a technical foul. A little frustration setting in.
Yeah, it is a little bit frustrating. He's holding a little bit, and then Mobley catches Wagner coming off, and Strus gets it. But the important thing about Max is this, and Coach Bickerstaff said this: yes, the shooting may not be there right now.
Here's Isaac. Franz wheels, fires, and A little showboating, technical foul called on Franz Wagner.
Yeah, but that time he got the minivan out of his lane and he took a spill inside, and Wagner with the excellent footwork gave him a point play.
Wagner with the conventional three-point play, 67. Make that 68-67. Garland tied up in the front court. They double team him, and now Suggs and Garland, yeah, they're going at it in a good way, in a competitive way, with smiles, competition. It's the NBA playoffs. A little chippy right here. 7:08 to go, third quarter. We're just getting started.
And it was a double tech assessed to Darius Garland and Jalen Suggs right at the end of that timeout. John Goble called it, but I thought it was a little overreaction because, yes, they did get in each other's space, but they laughed about it because it's in competitive spirit in which they were going at it.
8 in a row is the longest this season. They finish with 5. Oh, there's a foul on Jones as Gilgeous-Alexander and a team. And a team.
A little bit of a chicken wing right there, too.
A little bit.
Jamal, right?
A little bit.
I think they're going to challenge this here if you're Willie Green.
That might be the case. I think they are. 2.5 to go in this one.
But a big defensive role. And I've wondered all year, Brian, if Milwaukee knew that Drew Holiday was going to end up in Boston, would they still have made that trade? Caleb Martin and Peyton Pritchard nose to nose.
Highsmith, I beg your pardon, Hauser gets the technical here. I saw the tee go up, but wasn't quite sure who it was assigned to, and it will be on Hauser. So Tatum will do the honors here. Man, is it a double tee? Because Tatum's going to the line. Oh, Hero, I beg your pardon. So
yeah, Hero threw the ball off of.
It's a 2 Wisconsin guys, Stan. That's why I knew something was going on here. The 2 cheesers.
Yeah.
Hero and Hauser, and it ends up on Hero, who's still yapping over there.
Hero's yapping at Pritchard, basically saying, I'll meet you after the...
Through the second. Doncic. And a whistle and a technical foul is going to go against Luka Doncic. He'd been warned earlier by Ben Taylor. So Paul George, one of the best free throw shooters in the NBA this regular season. Well, some frustration boiling over for Luka. Didn't look like there was much of a foul there, but that just is frustration to me, where you've got a guy like Terrence Mann just in your jersey at all times. All right, good hustle to save it. Doncic has 2 personals.
Halliburton, whose efficiency numbers have been down since early January. Look at Siakam taking him to the schoolyard. Just nasty.
And I think Siakam just got teed up after the slam for taunting. But he did a great job on the move. Bobby Porter's got over-aggressive defensively, and Siakam used that against him with a quick fake baseline and then the attack on the rim.
You can see Siakam mouthing the words, I didn't say anything, to the official, GA. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. It's body language and being a little demonstrative.
Yeah, that's not a good technical. I'm sorry. And we got to be better. That wasn't taunting. You can't run down the court with your eyes closed.
Since Wilt in 1967. That's pretty good company. Here comes Beverly, barreling all the way to the rack. Boy, they need Pat Bev to be huge tonight, and he's been hit with a technical.
And I'm a huge James Capers fan, but that's something we've seen a ton of times. That I don't necessarily think that's taunting if you're not getting all up in a guy's face. You know, both ways. I just, you know, now part of that is you're trying to control the environment, not allow things to escalate. I completely get that, but those aren't necessarily warranted in those situations.
So now Beverly, who's a guy who plays with so much fire in his belly, he's got to stay composed, GA, for the rest of this game. We're just a number one scoring team in the league during the regular season at over 123 points per game. Number 2 offensive rating team behind Boston as Middleton drawing some contact and is going to shoot free throws. And now some shoving underneath. Look out. It was Portis, I believe, and Nemhard, as they are quickly separated. Didn't look like any punches were thrown, but some hard pushing.
Did not see how that was initiated. But you've got to control your emotions.
Adjudicate this. Again, our officials, James Capers, Brian Forte, Brent Barnaky.
Yeah, you know, you didn't get to see it here. You can see.
You see Nemhard hook him initially. Portis didn't like it, and then they just got tangled up.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting to see. Both guys kind of pushed one another. I don't think they're punches thrown, but you would assume they're at the very least both going to be assessed a technical foul. And if you're Milwaukee, that's what you're hoping is the case. You don't
want to have that big quarterfinal win against Boston to try to figure out what it's like to play in this kind of an atmosphere. As you see Portis' reaction quickly separated by some of the staffers and assistants in front of that Milwaukee bench.
Following the review, we have a 2-shot foul with Middleton shooting 2 for the personal foul. Full act, we have 2 acts by Portis. One is a push in the chest, the other one is a slap with contact to the head of Neymar. He has 2 technical fouls and is ejected. Neymar has 1 technical foul, in which Milwaukee will shoot. Indiana will shoot 1 for the team, and then we will have Middleton on the line for 2.
Just an absolute killer for the Bucks. G.A. Portis has to know better.
Yeah.
Know the situation, but just kills Milwaukee.
That is a tremendous loss for Milwaukee. You know, their second best offensive player with this roster. And so now not having him is going to be a big loss.
All right, let's bring in Monty McCutcheon, head of officials. Monty, take us through this sequence and how you guys came to this decision.
Well, they clearly get locked up. They clearly get locked up on the rebounding, and then they both give a shove. And that would be offsetting technical fouls where they both go at each other. The problem is that Bobby then comes back with a second, clearly separated second act where he throws the arm. He doesn't have his fist clenched for it to be a true punch, but he grabs the back of the head in an overtly aggressive way. It's hard to call those two things as one thing. There was clear separation there where they both had their opportunity to finish it out with offsetting, and it didn't go that way.
All right, we thank Monty.